Level 1. You find the photo before you find the words. A laugh, a bar, their arms around each other. Your stomach drops. Time stretches. The text you thought never would arrive arrives, but you already saw it. You scroll back through memory like a bad movie. Old inside jokes, shared secrets, 1,000 tiny betrayals sewn into late-night confessions. You replay the last year, the last month, the last week. When did this switch flip? You feel hot. You feel cold. Your head fills with noise. You can hear your own pulse. Everything else recedes. This is the decisive moment. You can explode. You can disappear. You can be clever and cautious. You must act before anything irreversible happens. Not because of them, because of you. Your next move defines who you are now. Breathe. Count to 3. Don't text anything you'll regret. Level 2. You collect facts, not rumors, not gossip. Facts. When did they start seeing each other? Secret, open, casual, serious? Who told you first? Was it accidental? A slip? A confession? You don't let feelings drive evidence. You scroll. You save screenshots. You check timestamps. You write down what you know and what you don't. A ledger of clarity. You map motives. Did your best friend know how fresh it was between you and your ex? Did your ex tell them everything or nothing? Is there a boundary violation or a mutual awkward overlap? You frame questions, not accusations. You prepare to be precise. Ambiguity breeds poison. Clarity contains it. You decide on one conversation at a time. You will speak to your best friend first, then to your ex if you need to. You want answers, not theater. You want respect, not chaos. Level 3. The raw wave hits. Rage flares like a cut. You smell betrayal. You imagine the whispers. You imagine the explanations. A million scenarios run wild. You want to text both at once and quit them like a job. You want to fling glass, scream, or cry until your throat hurts. Pause. Anger is energy. Don't waste it on theatrics. Channel it. You write it out. Short sentences, sharp words. You write a draft message you will never send. You pace. You hit the gym or the pavement. You talk to a neutral friend, not one who loves drama. You name the hurt aloud. You don't let revenge be your soundtrack. Because revenge is messy. Revenge eats your dignity first. You decide you will be measured. Not cold, not forgiving by default. Measured. You owe yourself that. Level 4. You plan the confrontation. Not ambush. Not a public scene. A private, intentional moment. Choose place and time where you can stay and where you can leave. You rehearse the opening line. Short, direct. You will say, I found out you and X are together. I need to know what happened. No theatrics, no sarcasm. You prepare 3 core questions. When did this start? Why didn't you tell me? How do you feel about what we had? You also prepare 1 boundary statement. Example, I need transparency. I need space. I need honesty. You decide consequences in advance, not punishment, boundaries. If they lied, you might step back. If they didn't know about your feelings, maybe there's a path to salvage friendship. You set time limits on the conversation. You will not be manipulated into a guilt marathon. You will listen for truth, not for cleverness. You ready yourself to speak less and hear more. Level 5, the conversation begins. You breathe. They talk. Listen. Let the words land. Pause before you reply. Ask 1 clarifying question at a time. Hold the facts, not the theatrics. Watch their eyes. Are they ashamed, unapologetic, sincere, casual? You keep your voice steady. You repeat the core facts back. You refuse to accept half-truths. When they say, it just happened, you ask, why didn't you tell me sooner? When they say, it's complicated, you ask, complicated how? Where does that leave me? You name the pain, not for drama, for truth. I trusted you, you say. I feel betrayed. You observe their reaction. Do they shrink away or take responsibility? If they own it, note the difference between apology and explanation. If it's blame shifting, walk. You're not there to be gaslit. If your ex apologizes, measure actions, not words. If your best friend says they knew and hid it, ask why. If they say they didn't know you still had feelings, ask what you expected from a friend. You choose integrity over victory. You leave the conversation with a named next step. Either we put space between us for X weeks, or we try to rebuild trust with boundaries, or we end this friendship. Be specific. Ambiguity will kill you slower. Level 6, aftermath is a landscape you must navigate. You honor your feelings. Grief is acceptable. Anger is valid. The urge to erase them from your life is tempting. But remember, friendships and breakups are messy. You don't have to decide for life in a day. You give yourself permission to take the high road that's true to you. If you need distance, plan it. Delete, mute. Take a break from social media. Tell mutual friends nothing more than you need to. Healing requires structure. You fill the gap with things that restore you. New routines, old hobbies, small acts that remind you who you are outside of them. You set guardrails for contact. No late-night check-ins. No ambush apologies. You protect your heart. You might choose to forgive over time. Forgiveness is for you, not them. It unburdens you from rage. You might choose to end the friendship. That is also valid. Not every history deserves a future. Your boundaries will change. That is not failure. That is growth. Level 7. You emerge different. Not because you were betrayed, because you decided what you would let betrayal make of you. You keep the lessons. You learn to ask hard questions earlier. You learn to set boundaries before lines are crossed. You learn to value transparency over convenience. You might make peace with both of them, or you might walk away lighter. Either path requires courage. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be honest. You owe yourself truth. When you next face a similar cut, you will move faster. You will protect your heart with clarity. You will keep your dignity intact. And one day you will laugh about the first time you let someone else define your worth. For now, you choose one small, fierce action. Send one text that is true and brief, or don't send anything at all. Pack your phone away for the night if you must. Sleep. Tomorrow you will make another choice. You will survive this. You will rebuild. You will be okay.